I am Janice Brown. I'm from Philadelphia, and this is my story. It all started in June 2009 when police chased police chased 18-year-old in Feltonville. My daughter Latoya Smith, 22, my grandbaby Aaliyah, 7, and my other grandbaby Remedy, 11-month-old, was sitting on the step. Car lost control and ran into my daughter and my 2 grandchildren and a little girl next door, killing all 4. Our trial date was 3 weeks ago, so through the grace of God, everything is just coming to an end from 2009 of June. In the midst of that, before that, I had gained custody of 3 of my grandchildren. One of them was my deceased daughter's son, and my 3 grandchildren was taken away from me 6 months after the accident. The reason was given that background accusation 17 years ago. Another reason was given that due to my mental stability, which I was never evaluated, that they was removing them due to that. Due to the accident also, they said that they was removing the children because of the number of family members I lost. 3 days after that, my mother passed away. 3 days prior to that, I had to go in front of this judge and fight to gain custody of my grandchildren back, although I was not given custody back of my grandchildren. The judge basically said that Judge Doherty, Kevin M. Doherty, basically said that we are removing the children because of the number of family members that you have just lost. We also have news article here. We also have documentation of Judge Doherty's making the statement. There was no other reason for them to remove my grandchildren. They was with me for 3.5 years. I took good care of them, no reports, no imminent danger, no abuse, no nothing. The only reason he can give that I took these children due to the number of family members you just lost, and I think you should seek grief counseling. Well, I seek grief counseling.
To adopt your child. It's okay, but
I seek grief counseling for a year, thinking that I would get my grandchildren back. He also put in the paper, in my transcript, that I am not doing this to have you lose your 3 grandchildren also. But I think in order for you to be a good grandmother, you have to seek counseling and have other things done before you can take care of your grandchildren. Well, in the midst of all that, he illegally adopted my grandchildren off. 1 grandchild was given back to me in the midst of all that because a judge asked him what was the reason of you removing those 3 children. DHS came there and said, we have no reason. DHS agreed to give me back my deceased daughter's son after 8 months of being switched to three different foster care. He came back to me. He suffered from separation disorder. He don't like going off with nobody. He's having problems in school. You can't leave him alone. I'm constantly up there at the school with him. That's the only way he can focus if I'm there. He's 6 years old. DHS agreed with the court to give me back my grandson. They said we had no reason to remove this child, and we want to return him back. Well, a lawyer heard my story in the Daily newspaper, and the Daily News says, how is she unfit? It says, DHS takes her 3 grandchildren, reason appear shaky. After the lawyer heard my story, he came and assisted us. He filed petitions for my other 2 grandchildren. Judge Kevin M. Dockley, he squashed the petitions. We had a court date up December the 1st of 2010 for my 2 grandbabies, Envy Smith and Zion Hill, who both names are now changed. In the midst of the court date, someone changed the court date to October the 16th. My lawyer was never notified, nor was I never notified. And that's when they illegally adopted my grandchildren off. We didn't find out till 2 weeks later. And from this day forth, I've been just trying to get help, send letters out to everybody I could think of. The mayor, talk to him in person. The president, the board of jurisdiction. I just sent letters out begging someone to help me, that my grandchildren was kidnapped. My grandchildren was it's trafficking. Like, they took them for no reason. There was no reason, no reports, no abuse, no nothing. I had a child abuse clearance done. I had everything done. I have certificates. I did everything they want. In the midst of that, we found out the same judge that took my grandchildren was the same judge that sentenced the young man that killed my family. He was the same judge that sentenced him to a juvenile. He's sentencing him to a facility when he should have been at juvenile detention center. He had 18 accounts. I'm sorry, 8 different accounts: gun charge, burglary, stolen car theft. He shouldn't have been in a facility. He should have been in juvenile detention center. The same judge that sentenced him there, we find out that he gets a pass to come home from this facility. He comes home from this facility and he doesn't return back. In the midst of him not returning back, that's when the accident happened. A day after the accident, they put it on the news saying, oh, he was one of the ones, the 25 most wanted list. We was going to put the list out the next day saying that he was on the 25 most wanted list. I just want my grandchildren back. I want nothing. I want nothing else from these people. I just want a fair trial, and I want my grandchildren back because they was taken for no reason. I don't know what they going through. We can't see them. We went to court. They told me I had no standings. I had 2009 of December the 9th was the day that they removed them. I have not seen my grandchildren since December the 9th of 2009. The judge wouldn't let us in the courtroom. He treated me as if I was a criminal. He wouldn't let us in the courtroom. He told me I had no visitation. He took visitation away from me. He took everything from me. He took everything from us. I miss them. I love them. I think about my grandbabies every day. And we still just don't know why. We just don't understand why. Everybody said the same thing. How was you able to get one child back and not the other 2?
All right. Janice, would you like me to ask some questions? Okay. And if you don't want to answer anything, don't. And if you want to change anything or whatever, just you just say the word. I know this is tough. You've got an unbelievably horrible story, and I believe it could be really compelling in the film. So I want to try to get some good sound bites. So when I ask you a question, try to incorporate my question into your answer so that it'll kind of stand alone.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I'll stop you, or I'll do this full thing and kind of tell you to stretch it out.
Thanks.